Well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. I know everybody's time is precious and we don't want to waste a minute of this webinar with Sue. We're talking about how to develop effective marketing messaging, and this is part one. So there is a part two if you haven't seen it. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. Sue Wilcox is a great partner for SCORE. She has her own business. She's the president of eDynamic Marketing and is a very experienced marketing expert, but that doesn't really cover it all when you say that. I have included, and I can include these slides, but Sue has quite a history as a marketing professional, including digital marketing and a business coach and an educator. And through her experience, she's been able to help many businesses with their marketing message and is here available to us today to get us started on that process. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Sue, because everybody wants to hear you and not me.
All right. If you'll stop sharing screen, I'll share mine. Presentation mode. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to make your marketing message more effective. Today, it's going to be what I've planned today is a little bit of a challenge. I want to give you the opportunity to actually, I'm going to pause in this presentation and give you the opportunity to actually write your own marketing messages as we go along. But of course, on the inside of an hour, I can't make you proficient in it. It's more of a demonstration. To help you along when this presentation's over, I'd be happy to offer everybody who's attending today a half-hour coaching session where we can go through your marketing message one-on-one and work on what you developed today and build it and take it to the next level. The most important thing is when we walk away from this is I want to make sure you have it right. If I just teach you and walk away, I don't think I'm doing you a service. And so I'm here to help. And if that means sitting down with each one of you and taking the time to get each message right, that's what we'll do. So let's get started. The average person receives 121 emails every single day. They see over 360 paid ads every day. They're exposed to 5,000 brand impressions. What do I mean by a brand impression? I mean, just this. If you're getting dressed in the morning and you open up the medicine cabinet and you see your toothpaste and your mouthwash and your hairspray, air products, whatever you use, every single one of those has a brand on it. You walk into the supermarket, you're exposed to 10,000 in every aisle. So we're seeing brands all day long. And, you know, the human brain has two jobs to do. One is to conserve calories. It doesn't want to burn any more energy than it needs to do. That's how it protects itself. And it wants to thrive. It has a direction that it's going in, and it wants to be focused on that. And so what it does is it eliminates the unnecessary information. The whole thing of selective hearing, it's real. That's exactly what the brain is doing. It's selecting what it wants to hear. So how do you break through all of that noise and get your brand messaging heard, right? How do you make your potential customer know who you are, remember you, and come to you when they're ready to buy? That's the question. And your marketing should be making you money. It should be creating awareness. It should be attracting new customers. It should be growing your business. The problem is people are busy. And in order to break through, you need a clear message. We have all become the masters of multitasking, doing 6 and 7 things at a time. And if you're going to throw another bowling ball at these people to handle, they're going to drop it. They're not going to remember until we make it about them, right? Because who do we care about the most? We care about ourselves. Are we getting what we need? And so we've got to make that message about us. So when you develop a message that's clear, it's going to attract new customers for you. It's going to create demand for your product, and it's going to increase repeat purchases. It's going to bring them back. It's going to be happy, and their needs are going to be met. The one golden rule we have to follow is the customer is the hero. It's about them. As marketers, we're all guilty of it. I fall into the trap on a regular basis, and when I do it, I shake my head and say, I can't believe I just went there. But we can't help it. We're thinking about ourselves as well. But when we're in our marketing, when we're wearing a marketing hat, the customer is the hero. It's no longer about your product. It's about your customer and what they need. So let's talk about your customer. If your customer is, if your target audience, the person you're trying to attract, is a soccer mom, well, what do you know? You know, she probably lives in the suburbs, drives a minivan, couple of kids, probably, you know, ages 30 to 45, something like that, right? That's who we want, right? So you say to yourself, I know who my target audience is. My target audience is soccer mom, exactly the way we just described her. The problem is, that's not really soccer mom, is it? No. In fact, I don't know any soccer moms that look like that. The soccer moms I know look more like this. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They got to pick up kids on opposite side of town. They're hitting traffic. They're going to be late for pickup. You know, little Katie's dance teacher is going to give you that snarky eye again because you weren't there exactly on time. You know, it's 3 o'clock. They're stressed. They don't know what's for dinner. You cannot sell this woman life insurance right now. It's just not in her field of vision. So how do we get through? How do we get to our customer? The trick is to know the customer. And yeah, we can know we want a soccer mom and how old she is and where she lives and some of her basic demographics. But what we really have to do is understand the target audience. What is their life really like and what's their pain point, right? This soccer mom is time impaired. She needs more time. And any way that I can help her get more time is how I'm going to sell her a product. Let's look at, so how do we get them? Customers, this is like the second golden rule. Customers buy emotionally, not logically. And I'll give you an example of this. Just yesterday, my daughter was home for the day from college. She had some appointments locally, and she drove up from Virginia, 5 hours. When she got home, she happened to mention that she needed new windshield wipers. Now, if I'm not a motivated buyer, I might say to my kid, hey, kid, take care of that. Maybe do it over the weekend, you know, and I would leave it up to them and I wouldn't be too worried about it. But because this issue is important to me emotionally as a parent, I don't want her driving another 5 hours home. What if she hits weather again and can't see the road because the windshield wipers aren't done? We went out yesterday afternoon and put new windshield wipers on her car. I was motivated to take an action immediately because it was important to me. I didn't want to take a risk with my daughter's safety in the car. It was important. I was emotionally attached to that decision yesterday afternoon, and I was motivated to get it done. So how do you tap a customer's motivations like that? How do you get to them emotionally? All buying motivations break down into 3 categories: time, quality, and money. So let's take a look at how that plays out. So the question is, what's the customer's problem? How are you serving them? What do they need? If they are motivated by time, they maybe want more time. Soccer mom needs more time. She's time impaired. Maybe they want quality time. Maybe they're a grandparent who wants to spend more time with their grandkids. That's about quality time. Maybe they just need to feel more organized in the things they're doing, or have their life simplified, or have the technology you give them integrate into other things they already own. Those are some examples of how a customer needs more time. And then there's quality. Maybe we give them more variety, more appeal, better performance, more features. Yesterday, I was driven by quality. I wanted safety for my daughter. That's what was driving my motivation yesterday. And then for money, it's, maybe they want to save money. Maybe they want to make money. Maybe they want to reduce risk. Again, if we talk about the retirement set, they're looking for security to make sure their money's safe. But somebody else might be influenced by status. They want the best car on the market. They want the most advanced technology. Everybody's going to look at it differently. And for any product, you probably have something that falls into all three categories. There's a little bit of time, a little bit of quality, and a little bit of money in almost everything that we buy. Knowing what your customer wants is going to help you. And we'll talk about this a lot. So if I'm a company and it happens, this is a made up company. I just called it Heritage Landscapes. What does time look like? A customer who's looking to hire a landscaper, maybe they want their weekend back, right? They want family time, not time behind a lawnmower. They want less hassle. They don't want to be dragging tools in and out of a shed. They want that better looking yard. They want to feel proud when they pull up in front of the house at the end of the day. From a money, it's a little bit of status to have everything looking good and pride of ownership in your home. But they also understand that time is money. If I'm spending my time doing this, I could be losing money. So that's an example of what a landscaper might look for. Somebody looking to hire a landscaper. What if you were looking to hire a personal chef? Maybe it's more about family time, enjoying sitting down to eat instead of being still busy cooking and serving. Maybe it simplifies life. You don't have to go to the supermarket, make sure you have all the ingredients, etc. It helps you stay organized. It gives you quality. It's a healthier lifestyle. It's better food. From a money standpoint, it's the value of what you're getting. And again, time is money. Those are some examples of what a customer might be looking for. So let's just take 2 minutes here, and I want you to just brainstorm, what is your customer looking for? If you could give me just 2 bullet points, 2 things under time, 2 things under quality, 2 things under money, it'll give you just a little bit of a foundation for some of the other work we're going to do today. So I'll go ahead and give you time. And Nancy, if there are any questions, I could take those too.
There's no questions at the moment.
Okay. I'm going to move forward here again. So what we've just done is establish some of what the customer wants. What's their problem? What's their pain point? Now we're going to talk a little bit about solutions. And it's going to be very much like what we just talked about, but maybe now we're going to put on our hat of business owner and what we offer. So now let's just answer the question, how does my business help the customer? Okay? What do I provide them with? And if we put that again in terms of time, quality, and money, what we give is time saving, simplifying, organizing, integrating, maybe reduce effort, quality time, family time. We provide quality, variety, wellness, appeal, fun, affiliation, belonging to something gives people a quality of life. They have a sense of something. There's that sense of self-actualization. Sometimes we're giving them hope and helping them improve themselves. Sometimes it's more self-transcendent and you're actually, helping them make a social impact. And then there's money. Helping them make money, reduce risk, status, value, security, same things. So take another 2 minutes and now say, the list may look very similar, but put into words what you do to save them time, what you do to save them money, and what you do to improve the quality. We'll take another 2 minutes. And while those 2 minutes are up, I'm going to also just put up a slide. If you want to download the slides for today, I've put up a QR code. You can use the QR code. I've also listed a website. Nancy, if you could capture that website and put it in the Q&A so everybody has it, that would be good. And then as I go forward, I've got the QR code in the bottom corner of every slide, or most slides, you'll be able to grab it again. So what are the things specifically that your company does to give them, your customer, time, money, or quality? That's the question. So, in the case of our landscaper, the quality is you're going to have a better looking yard. The time is you're not going to spend the weekend behind. We're going to mow the lawn for you, right? We're going to save you time mowing the lawn, and you'll have more family time and quality time with the people you love. From a money perspective, it's a status thing. Your yard's just going to look better. Okay. So now we've got 2 lists. We've got our customer's problem, and we've got our solution. We know what we do to help them. We're going to build what we call a one-liner. This is and it's a misnomer that it's one line. It's usually 2 to 3 sentences. Many are 3 sentences. Every once in a while, the solution and the problem is we can merge it into 1 sentence, and that's fine. So 2 to 3 sentences, and it explains how you help the customer. Let's take a look at that. So if you're the heritage landscaper, here's what your one-liner might look like. It's frustrating when you spend the entire weekend in the yard, and yet the grass still looks brown and the garden overgrown. At Heritage Landscapes, we create beautiful yards you can be proud of. Stop working all weekend and enjoy your beautiful home. So if we break that down a little, and I've color-coded it, what's the problem? The problem is in red. It's frustrating when you spend the entire weekend in the yard, and yet the grass still looks brown and the garden overgrown. That's the problem. We lead with the problem because that's going to get the customer's attention. They're going to identify with that. Yes, I'm frustrated. I don't want to spend my entire weekend in the yard and not feel like I got anywhere. So that's going to get the hook. That's about the customer. That's leading with the customer and making their problem the most important thing in your sentence. Lead with it. Now we're going to talk solutions. At Heritage Landscapes, we create beautiful yards you can be proud of. All right? That's the solution. That's exactly what I want. I want a beautiful yard I can be proud of. That's what I want. And then we're going to talk about what the promise is. You can stop working all weekend and enjoy your beautiful home. That's an example of a landscaping one-liner. Let's take a look at our chef. You know how families struggle to find time to spend time together? Weeknights can be especially busy. Our personal chefs can prep delicious, healthy meals based on your family's preferences in your home. Take the stress out of your schedule and enjoy your family while eating healthy. Again, we're gonna break it down. So what's the problem? You know how families struggle to find time to spend together? Weeknights can be especially busy. Yeah, you got me if I'm the mom of a busy household. You've got me. And the word struggle is a little bit visceral. It drags me in, right? I can feel that. So we're leading with the customer's problem. You know how families struggle to find time to spend together? And weeknights can be especially busy? That's our problem. And now we go into the solution. Our personal chefs can prep delicious, healthy meals based on your preferences in your home. We just solve the problem. Somebody's going to do it for you and do it right and the way that you like it. And here's the promise. We're going to take the stress out of your schedule and let you enjoy your family while eating healthy. That's an example of a one-liner. So take a minute, see if you can take your problems that you created, what your customer problems were, what your solution was, and how you're going to make their life better. So it's problem, solution, promise. Take another 2 minutes and let you write your one-liner. And, don't stress over making this perfect. Kind of get your big blocks out. This is something you probably want to massage and spend a little bit of time with. It's not something you're going to get the first time. And you're probably going to refine it every time you look at it. But you've got a problem, solution, promise. That's sort of the methodology in building a one-liner that you can use. So, okay, now you've got this one-liner and a simple summary statement about what your company is. And it's in a format of problem, solution, promise. What do you do with that now that you have it? Too many things going on in my things. The simple answer is I want you to memorize it and use it everywhere. When somebody says, what do? You use your one-liner. It should be on your business cards, on your email signatures, in your promotional materials. If you have room on estimates and invoices, put it there. Your receptionist and your whole team should have it memorized and know how to answer that question. What do you do? And the answer is always your one-liner. If you have a big office wall that people see, go ahead and paint it on the wall if you'd like. So there's a lot that, the ways that you can use the one-liner are unlimited. For now, or for the purposes today, I want to use that one-liner as the base of what we call your brand story. Okay? Your brand story very simply connects you to customers. It creates the connection. And people don't buy brands. They buy how they feel about the product. They want that connection. Again, it's an emotional decision. So a good brand story will have your customers feeling connected. And what it does is it invites a customer into your business. And there's a little bit of a long definition, but I'll read it. A story compels the human brain the same way that a puzzle or a riddle intrigues us. Essentially, a story is a series of questions. And if we put those stories in a relevant order and we ask the right questions, we draw people in. And there's thousands of different formulas, but what I'm going to teach you today is basically the same structure that movie directors use to write some of the most popular movies. Anything from Star Wars to Tommy Boy to, whatever, all of the big blockbusters use this same basic format. And the format goes something like this. You start with a character. Who is that person? All of a sudden, that person has a problem and they don't know how to solve the problem. They got to go out and find the answers. That's when they meet you. You're their guide. You help them understand the way forward and you give them a simple plan. And that once they have a plan, they're empowered and motivated and it calls them to action. Once they're in action, they're basically invincible and when they're successful, they're going to realize everything they want. If they're not successful, then it's sort of more of a tragedy, right? Tragic ending. So how does this work? Let's just think about a generic movie. We've got a guy walking down a busy street, business district, maybe a financial district. He's in a suit. He's ready to go. It's his average day. I mean, he's rushing out of his apartment. He knows the doorman. They talk about the game score. He stops to pick up his favorite coffee from the same vendor he does every morning. They know his regular order. He's on his way to work. We sort of get who the character is. We've just been introduced to them and a little bit about their life and how they're busy and what they're doing. Now that all of a sudden his phone rings and there's a problem. And, I don't know, I'm going to make a problem up. There's going to be a bomb and it's going to go off in the next 24 hours. That's the problem. But then we're going to work a little harder. We're going to agitate that problem a little bit. And the problem is that this weekend is the citywide festival, and there are going to be thousands of people in the area where the bomb is supposedly located. So it just got worse. So how are we going to solve this problem of where is the bomb and how do we stop it? And they've got to get some experts involved, develop a plan, put that plan in action to save the day, right? Typical storyline. When we talk about that, when we're telling your brand story for your business, we start with the problem. My lawn, it's the physical problem. My lawn doesn't look as good as I want it to look. We're going to agitate the problem. Plus, I spend the whole weekend out there doing it, and I don't get any time with my kids, right? We agitate the problem. Well, Heritage Landscapers creates beautiful yards that you can be proud of. We just solve the problem. We give them a simple plan. All you have to do is call us and get a free estimate. And that's our simple plan. Call me and get a free estimate. That's all you've got to do to get started. And that's what we call the call to action. I had to abbreviate because it wouldn't fit. Sorry about that. CTA. And if you call us, this time we're going to lean into the success versus failure. And I'll give you a failure example. Success is, you'll have a beautiful yard you can be proud of. That's success. If the failure, if I wanted to sell on that kind of a note, and sometimes it works, would be something to the effect of, don't keep having a ugly brown lawn and be the worst house on the block. That's what failure would look like. So that's how you tell a brand story. You start with the problem. You agitate it a little bit. You tell them how you can solve it. You give them a simple plan with a call to action, and you paint what the success looks like or what failure looks like if they don't take an action. That's how you write a brand story. Let's take some, I'm going to back up here. I have a couple of examples. Suppose you run a soccer league, right? Here's what it looks like. The problem with soccer leagues for some kids are that soccer leagues can be a big commitment, right? Spend the whole weekend out there with the kids, and it's a lot of pressure on the kids as well. That's not all, but not every child gets equal attention, right? The stars get all the coaches' time. They don't get to, the other kids don't get to play as much. It's not as much fun because they're working hard. So not every child gets equal attention, and it can be hard to develop skills and make new friends. All right, I just agitated the problem. Yeah, I want my kid to play soccer, but it has all these other problems. Well, here comes our new rec league, puts the emphasis on fun and easy. And children who learn to enjoy sports for the fun of it know it's not about winning, but about being a good team player. Getting involved is easy. Just drop in for a free trial practice, register for the time of day that works best for you, and be part of the team, right? That's kind of the invitation to belong to something that's quality. Join our league today. Learn the game, improve your skills, make friends, and get your weekends back. That's all the things the soccer league has to offer, right? So we started with a problem, we started with a problem, we agitated the problem, We talked about our solutions. We told them how they get involved, and we painted a picture of what life will look like if they join our team. That's a brand story. Another example, cooking class. School curriculums don't teach enough life skills. Being a functioning adult means taking care of yourself. Cooking classes make sure your child can cook, but they also teach life skills like preparation, timing, and cleanliness. You can take our free demo class, find the class that's right for you, and start cooking. Learning to cook and eating properly can be a fun when you have the right skills. Make a reservation at the table for your child today. Okay, so we start with a problem. Kids don't have life skills. And it's worse is if we don't teach these life skills, they're not going to function on their own as an adult. I agitated the problem. Then I told them how cooking classes can solve all these problems. This is a life skill, and it teaches things like preparation, timing, and cleanliness. It's easy to get involved. I tell them, I give them the plan. This is all you have to do. And the plan is important. If we don't tell customers what to do, they are not going to take the next step. They're busy. We kind of have to be a little bit blunt. Tell them, come take our free demo class, find the class that's right for you, and start cooking. And then we paint a picture of what life looks like. Learning to cook and eating properly can be fun when you have the right skills. These are good life skills. Just a couple of examples to show you how it pulls together. Another one, photography class. Did you always want to know more about photography and just never had the chance? Capturing those perfect moments is important. Don't miss that shot. Memories should be enjoyed for a lifetime. The perfect picture makes that possible. See our website for class schedules. Pick the one that works for you and start snapping. Learn to create perfect photos, decipher all the settings on your camera, and share them with friends and relatives. Go ahead, take the shot, sign up today. So I explained the problem. We want to capture life's moments. You don't want to miss that because then you miss having them and saving them for the rest of your life. But I give them a plan. It's easy. Just go to the website and pick out a schedule and we'll get you signed up. And you're going to learn to catch those perfect photos and be able to share them with friends and families. I just painted a picture of what the future looks like, how we make their life better, and I give them a final call to action. Go ahead, take the shot, sign up today. That's a brand story. A brand story is the foundation of the rest of your marketing. We start with a one-liner and then we expand it out a little bit. We build a brand story. Once we have the brand story, suddenly everything we put on our website, brochures, selling materials, if everything aligns with this brand story, writing that information, making all of your marketing more effective just became easier because you started with the customer, you made it about them. The customer is always the hero. You hook them in with a problem, and you agitated a little bit, told them what would happen if they don't do it. Then you give them a plan. How do they take the action to get involved with you? And then you paint a picture of what's good for them. These are the steps you build, and you use the same story in all of your marketing material. And when it's clear, when it's about the customer, you break through all that noise we talked about at the beginning of the program. When it's about them, you will get their attention. If you start about you, hey, I have a photography class, the instant answer is going to be, I don't have time. The brain shuts you down. That thing of not using more energy than I need to kicks in, and the brain says, I don't need that information right now. I'm conserving energy. But when I make it about them, about, capturing those perfect moments and having those memories for a lifetime. Oh yeah, I want those. And my kids are growing up so fast. If I don't start capturing these pictures, I'm going to miss out forever. That's about them. Then they're going to make time. You're going to cut through the noise and you're going to have their attention. That's what makes effective marketing. If you lead with yourself, you've lost them. You start with them, you give them the problem, you agitate it, you give them a plan, you tell them how you're going to solve the problem, give them a plan of action, and paint what the future looks like for them. Now they're hooked. You've given them a story, just like a movie. And people don't want to get up in the middle of a movie because they want to see how it plays out. And even though this seems sort of formulaic right now, when it's done well and it's all strung together, people won't want to leave in the middle of your story. It's only a few seconds. You'll keep them. And if you could just get their attention, you're more likely to get a sale. So let's take 5 minutes and write your brand story. I'm going to put up the two samples, the cooking school and the photography school. So while you're writing, you'll be able to refer back to it. But the first sentence is the problem. We listed those problems when we were building the one-liner. What were the problems your customer had? Why are they coming to you? What's motivating them? And then agitate that, make it personal and emotional. Then we tell them how we solve the problem. Cooking classes, make sure your child can cook. They also teach skills like preparation, timing, and cleanliness. Go ahead, tell them how your business solves their problem. Write that sentence. After you tell them how you can solve their problem, then give them a little plan. What's the one little step they need to get started? And your business might be very complicated. To place an order, I might, let's say I'm ordering furniture for a room. I need dimensions and colors and all that. We don't get into that. Just, call and schedule a free design meeting. We'll come to your home. That's the first step. We'll get into all of the things that are involved with ordering furniture once we lock them in. If we overload them in the beginning, we lose them. So what's the one little thing? Is it a free estimate, a free class, schedule a call, download a PDF with more information in it? What's the single little tiny step you want them to take? Once you've given them a plan, then start to paint the future for them. How does your product make their life better? What are the, up to 3 things that are going to happen that are going to make them improve their life? And we're going to lean into those qualities of time, quality, and money. Those are the buying motivations. Pay those off. This is sort of a problem solution. We start with the problem. I got to pay it off with a solution. Generally, it's the inverse of what the customer's problem was to start out. And then put at the very end, last thing, a last call to action. Make a reservation at the table for your child today. And when we do that, make a reservation. Like, nobody wants to, sign up for our mailing list. Nobody wants to sign up for a mailing list. But do I want to make a reservation for my child at the table? Yes, right? I upgraded a little. Make that call to action something they actually want. I hope everybody's doing well. When I teach this live, it's nice. I can sort of walk around the room and people can stand up and read it out. But that's where the free coaching call, I can help you, write this out for your business, and we can fine tune it a little bit. We can make sure we're stating it correctly, and we're using the right things in the right place during our coaching call. Oops. So once you have your brand story, it's the foundation of what clear marketing looks like. You're going to use it to help generate awareness, attract customers, and increase your sales. It's a simple process, but it takes time and experience to get it right. You're not going to get it right on today's 1 hour call. We really wanted to demonstrate how you do it and give you the formula so that you can spend some time and really do it well later. You'll have copies of the slides, so you'll see the steps you have to take. But when you have a very clear strategy about how you're going to get your customers, you write a clear message, it leads to clear growth. And that's what we all want, right? We want to see our companies grow. Oops. That's what I have. Again, I'm offering everybody that free 30-minute marketing coaching session to help you refine this. There's the QR code. We could share the bit.ly address again if you can't use the QR code. Nancy, were you able to get that bit.ly into the chat or the Q&A?
Yes, it's in the chat.
All right, so everybody has that. You can copy it and go down that. You can download the files right away. They're there for you. And now let's start with questions. And if we get through questions, if somebody wants me to critique their, whatever they wrote today, I'd be happy to do that too.
We don't have any questions in the Q&A.
Okay. Do we?
Janina did write her original one-liner. Okay. I don't know if you can see it in the chat or you'd like me to read it.
Okay, yep. At J&J Gifts, we help you create a gift box, which is Instagram share worthy, which in returns help the gift stay longer on their mind and make more money by getting referrals. Okay, so your client, Jarina, is going to be, I guess, corporate gift boxes. Okay, thank you. Here's the thing: you're starting with your brand name at J&J Gifts. We help you create a gift box. Okay, that's the solution sentence. What we need first is a problem statement. When you send a corporate gift, give me a second here to formulate this. Thanking customers with the right gifts that truly represent your brand, to truly represent your brand, can be hard to find. At J&J Gifts, we help you create the gift box, which is Instagram worthy and will stay on their minds longer. In return, and you'll have happier, more thankful customers who will be repeat purchasers and get you more referrals. I think your solution problem sentence is good. You absolutely have to add the problem at the beginning of it. And then I'd beef up what the perfect world would look like later, at the very end. I want that success to be a little bit stronger. And I'm sorry, I don't know enough about your gifts to be more specific, but definitely start with the solution problem, the solution, then go into the problem. And I think your problem statement is pretty close, and paint that future picture.
And then what about a plan? What do you want your customer to do?
Well, this was the one-liner, which was a little bit shorter. The first sentence that we wrote, which was the foundation for the one-liner. So we built two things. We built the one-liner and we built the brand story. This was Jarina's one-liner. Now she would take this one line. That's okay. She would take that one liner and extrapolate it a little bit more to create the brand story. Then we're going to say the problem. We're going to agitate that problem a little, give them a solution, a plan, and a call to action. Dorina, did that help? Are you with me? I think Dorina's still writing. I'm not seeing a response. Any other Q&A questions come up?
I have no other Q&A and nobody else has added in the chat. You want to take a minute, Sue, and talk about part 2? Because I think taking what people have learned here today and maybe working with it in their coaching session with you and working with their one-liner and their brand story more. And then coming back for part 2, you can tell them how to effectively use that in your web material, correct?
Yes. Once we have that brand story written, then we can take that and use that to put together a new website. And if websites, again, people go into the mode, business owners go into the mode of, they just start talking about who they are and what they are. Customer doesn't care who you are and what you are. They care about how you solve their problems. So we're going to, same thing is true on your website. You've got to lead with the customer. The customer is the hero. So your headline has to be about the customer. And then you're going to take this story and put it, this brand story with all these elements that we just laid out. We're going to take that and put it on different parts of your homepage. This is how your homepage is going to flow. It's going to be this brand story is going to be the basis of your website. And we're going to take that website and our next session in 2 weeks, I believe, right, is going to be using our brand story to create an effective website. So we're going to put this brand story into action.
I don't have any questions at this point. I know I've learned a lot today. As you said, it's a simple formula and it's not hard to follow the steps, but it takes much experience and keeping working with it and perfecting it as you continue to think about your hero, who the customer is, and how to reach out to them. And you'll see what resonates with people and where you are having success.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And that and because it is a simple formula, but it's a little bit hard to apply sometimes. And that's why I offer the coaching session, because I don't want to just, you know, dump this on somebody's desk and say, here, go do this and your world is going to be awesome. It'll fix all your business problems, because that's not how it works. I want to come alongside of you and coach you through the process and help you write something that really works for you.
That's very generous of you to offer that session. I think hopefully everybody will have the opportunity to take you up on it and get a real good start on moving forward with their marketing message. And we look forward to having everybody back in part 2, because I think it would be great to hear the successes that they've had in developing this material and then looking at how they would, in fact, include it in their marketing materials and website. Does anybody have any last comments or questions? Well, Sue, I really appreciate your being with us today. Wonderful session. Really appreciate it. And we look forward to working with you again in 2 weeks.
Excellent. I look forward to it. I hope it helps. And anybody who wants to reach out is welcome to do so.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.